So for those of you who don't know what happened to my 3rd gen Road Ripper's Turbo Revver, so what happened to it, basically it happened years ago when I was trying to fix the RPM needle on the Turbo Revver. So it turned out that the wires were not making enough contact with the thing itself. So I tried to fix it and it was time for me to get to dinner. But what I didn't realize was that I did not fully screw the body back to the chassis, and what happened was that I accidentally pulled the body off of the chassis, and then 3 wires came out. And at the time, I did not know how to solder anything, or let alone fix road rippers. So I basically just left it. Basically, I just left it there just to sit there. I'm kind of glad I did, because now that I'm a part of the Road Rippers community and now I'm gaining more knowledge of how to fix these Road Rippers, I was able to save my 3rd gen Road Rippers Turbo Revver. Although I initially got my 4th gen Turbo Revver as a replacement because I didn't think I would be able to fix my 3rd gen Turbo Revver. So what I did was I opened up my 3rd gen Turbo Revver for like the first time in years, and to my surprise, only 3 wires came out, both the motor wires and one of the battery compartment wires. But at the time, I wasn't sure if I should fix it or not. And instead, at the time, I found out my 4th gen Turbo Revver had a chipped gear from the gear on the loose axle. So what I did was that even though the 3rd gen Turbo Revvers used the 5 style gearbox, the same ones the comeback vehicles use, I was able to get the gear from the loose axle, and it turned out to be the exact same one I needed for the 4th gen Turbo Revvers, which use a similar gearbox to the Rev and Race Lamborghinis. So I was able to replace the chipped gear with the other gear for the 4th gen Turbo Revver. I was able to fix that. But then I realized earlier today when I was gonna fix the 3rd gen Turbo Revver, that I needed another gear for that one. And it turned out that at first I was initially going to use my Top Tune Comeback Escalade to fix the 3rd gen Turbo Revver, but luckily for me, instead I had to sacrifice the rechargers. So basically what I did was that since the rechargers and the Turbo Revver both use a 5 style gearbox, I was able to get the gear from the loose axle of the recharger's gearbox, and I used that to take the place of the other gear for the 3rd gen Turbo Revver. After that, I decided to solder the 3 wires I needed to solder, which was one of the battery compartment wires and both of the motor wires. And yeah, it just fully works again. So yeah, enough talk from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on my 3rd gen Turbo Revver. Enjoy, guys.